Hey everyone, welcome back to the video. Today I'm going to be doing my recap video and I'm going to be rebuilding every team in VCT EMEA. Now, we're mainly going to go through the four teams that I did make one change on, but not two, three or more. So I didn't end up making an individual video on those teams. But also just talking about Team Heretics, I guess, a little bit because I didn't make any changes for them. Spoiler alert. Uh, And then I think we'll also maybe go over the teams that I did make changes for, but I do really recommend you guys go check out the videos for those teams individually. I think I go a lot more in depth in those videos than I will end up going in this video. But if you guys enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, really helps me out. Push this video out to other people that enjoy this kind of content, as well as like supports this series that I put a lot of effort into in terms of just like scouting players and stuff. But regardless, should be a pretty fun video. Also, go follow my Twitter and my Twitch. I've been streaming a little bit more lately and tweeting a lot more specifically. So if you guys are interested in that, go check those out. And yeah, let's get right into it. So we'll start with the five teams that I haven't talked about yet in this series: Karmine Corps, Fanatic, Vitality, Foot, and Heretics. We'll start with Heretics, even though they're at the bottom here. I mean, what can you say? They were the best team of last year, maybe outside of Genji. I think Genji was better, but they were the second best team of last year, which is kind of funny because they got second so many times. They didn't win a trophy, whatnot. Like they got second during kickoff, during stage 2, I believe, or stage 1 in EMEA, then second at Shanghai, then second in stage 2. I no, they got third in stage 2. Yeah, they got third in stage 2, and then second at Champs as well. I mean, no reason to change that roster after that much success. I think this year was always a building year for Heretics, and I think having that much success is unbelievable for a roster this young. So I think they should go into next year with a vengeance to actually win a tournament. Um, and yeah, just claim some trophies because this roster is absolutely stacked. I don't think I need to say much more. Heretics are a very good team. Everybody knows that. Then Karmine Corps, who I think this roster that I built here is definitely worse than the one they built in real life, but also the one that I built here, Sugetsu isn't available, Sadak isn't available, um, Elite isn't available even. Like, I'm not letting those guys go, and then also I'm not going to let Narrate go here. I have had some takes on Twitter about Narrate that people don't like. I still think he's absolutely a player that I would never let go here. Obviously, Karmine Corps let him go because he wanted to go back to NA. I'm not fully taking that into account here. I think this team could definitely win stuff, but the one thing that I'm not 100% sure about Karmine Corps' like kind of retooling going into this year is that they kind of built 2024 as like a building year with a bunch of young players, and they kind of immediately gave up on that after 1 year. And I think the biggest issue with this team was the calling. You get Brody in here, who's a pretty proven IGL from tier 2, can play the scan initiator stuff that Magnum was kind of playing towards the end of the year, and just let everybody else play the roles that they're best at. I thought Tomazi was really good on the Cypher. Shin was really good on Smokes. I like, even if they, I don't know, even if they wanted to pick up all the players that they picked up, I still would rather have Shin for this org than Elite. Obviously, Elite is probably better, or probably will end up being better with Sadok's like player development. But also, Shin was fucking amazing last year, so I don't know. Just an interesting move there. Narrate, very good player. He would be playing flex like flash initiator stuff for this team, which I think he could be good at. He could also play some duelist. Let Martine play that flash initiator that I think he could also be good at. I think the big questions with this team, honestly, for me, come from Martine, which is kind of funny because that's the player that they kept. Like, I thought Tomazi, like, he had some shaky moments in like the really big games, but overall, I think he was pretty good, and I think getting that experience is really valuable going into this year. So I don't know about that. Then Fnatic, uh, I let Durka go here because I didn't really think about it until they actually did let him go, and I'm like, that's not the worst idea. So I decided to keep Alpha here, keep Chronicle, keep Leo, keep Boaster, and then just bring in Hero, which I guess doesn't really count as bringing him in since he was already on the org. But I kept it green here because it looked better. Um, I don't know. I like Hero a lot. I think he's very good, specifically on the Sentinel. Um, my only concern with Fnatic with this roster would be Chronicle going back to playing more of the flex stuff, which I don't think he's as good at. I think he was honestly a lot of his improvement into stage two was the fact that Leo wasn't playing and he got to play a lot of the scan initiator stuff. Um, I think that was where he was really good. And having to switch back off of that, I don't know exactly how good he's going to be. Maybe Leo plays more Breach, more KO, or like some KO, which he hasn't really played too much of. And then let's Chronicle swap over to that Sova stuff. I think like if they played the default like Breach Sova comp on Haven, I would rather Chronicle just play the Sova for them, but I don't know. That Vitality, I think, is also a team that kind of went into last year wanting to develop a little bit. I really did believe in Runner coming into the year, but I ended up dropping him here for Anguist, who was a very good Sentinel player. God, what team? Anguist for CGN in Ascension, who ended up making the lower final. But yeah, he's very good. I mean, it's super mechanically talented player. Sorry, I everything that I remembered about him instantly went away before I tried to start talking. But super mechanically gifted, very smart player as well. A lot of people were hyping him up on my timeline, and I had started just watching him a little bit more, and I thought he was very good. So I ended up picking him up here, keeping safe on Duelist, keeping kicks on this maybe like Flash Initiator role that he was playing that I thought he was actually starting to get really good at towards champs. Trex, who is elite, and then Sender, who I think was slowly getting better throughout the year as an IGL. And I think letting this team develop into next year is a very good thing. But also, like, they got less. They got fucking, what's it called? They got less. They're going to get Yampy probably. Uh, who else did they get? They got Durka as well. Duh. I don't know how I forgot that. But yeah, the roles could end up being a little weird on that team. They will end up being a little weird on that team, but I still think that team is very good. And so is this team. I think there's a chance that the team that I built here ends up being better than the team that, or ends up would have been better than the team that the real life team ends up being, just because of the roles on the real life team. I think this team that I built has more solidified roles and has less chance of completely imploding by the end of stage one. So I think that's a good thing. Then Foot, we have CNED, Mr. Fallen, and a Captain Yedije, the four really good pieces of this team. I think they're considering replacing CNED. A lot of people kind of hate on CNED, but I thought he had a really good, maybe not redemption year. I don't think he was fully towards that, but like he was far from the problem for this team. His raise actually looked pretty good. Um, and yeah, it was just a good bounce back year to improve off of his kind of year on Navi. And yeah, he's really, really, really good. Then, uh, I don't really need to talk about the rest of the roster because I don't think they're considering any swaps there. I think Ada's really good. I think Yedije's improving. I don't think he's quite there in terms of that like top tier of Sentinel players in EMEA. Just because he's not. I don't think he's on the level of like Benji, Sugetsu even. I think he's kind of close with Nats. I don't know, but yeah, he's very solid. Uh, and then Drain, I have coming in here, who I think he's very similar to God. Who was the player that I picked up? Let me go find my thing. What team was it? What team was it? What team was it? To Ambi on General Mates. Super mechanically gifted player, like more so than Ambi. He plays like a bunch of the Deadlock, I think. Or maybe not a bunch of the Deadlock, but he does play Deadlock. KO, Fade, Breach, has played Sova in the past. Also a pretty like maybe not inexperienced, but like new player, moldable player that can come in here and kind of provide a lot more flexibility than Krax was for this team. I think he's kind of a little bit even on the mechanics front, and then can also play Sky, Sova, Fade, all the initiators that they need to play, as well as the Deadlock, which this team liked running at times last year. So yeah, overall very solid pickup there in my opinion. And yeah, these are our final teams. Um, I'm not going to show you guys the other ones. If you haven't watched those videos, go watch them now. I think they're some of the best content I make year round. I'll also be making a couple like intermittent videos around like while I'm making the Pacific ones, but it shouldn't slow down the upload schedule on the Pacific rebuilds at all. So if you guys are interested in these specific teams, go check those out when they come out. And I will be announcing the first team here that I will be doing. And the first rebuild that I'm going to do is Zeta Division. We're going to start with them completely rebuilding the massive Japanese org, which should be very fun. So again, if you guys enjoyed, like, subscribe, everything like that. Go check out my past videos. Be ready for my future videos. Go follow me on Twitter. Go follow me on Twitch. I stream Minecraft stuff and just talk about Valorant while I'm streaming. I think it's been pretty fun on there. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.